Bishop's Wife Through the Lens of A Course in Miracles, ACIM, is a beautiful teaching story about misplaced purpose, spiritual ambition, miracles, and remembering that love is more important than accomplishment. At the beginning of the film, Bishop Henry Brougham is consumed by a worthy goal, building a magnificent cathedral. On the surface, this appears noble. Yet from an ACIM perspective, an important question arises. What is the purpose behind the goal? The Course repeatedly teaches that forms are neutral. A cathedral can be used by the ego or by the Holy Spirit. The issue is never the building itself. The issue is the purpose assigned to it. Henry gradually becomes so focused on the project that he loses touch with the people right in front of him. His wife, his daughter, his parishioners, his own peace of mind. This mirrors a common spiritual trap. The ego can turn even spiritual goals into substitutes for love. It whispers, when I complete this mission, then I will be at peace. When I finish this ministry, then I will be fulfilled. When I achieve this sacred objective, then I will know God. Gently reverses the equation. Peace comes first. Love comes first. Everything else follows. Then enters Dudley, the angel. Dudley can be viewed symbolically as the Holy Spirit. Not because he solves problems through force, but because he continuously redirects attention toward what truly matters. The bishop asks for help with the cathedral. The answer he receives concerns his heart. That is often how guidance works in ACIM. We ask for solutions to external problems. The Holy Spirit answers the underlying confusion of mind. Henry wants assistance with construction. What he actually needs is a correction in perception. Throughout the movie, Dudley repeatedly invites people into joy, presence, laughter, kindness, and connection. These moments seem insignificant compared to the cathedral project, yet they are where healing occurs. The ego values grand achievements, spirit values joining, a conversation, a meal, a walk, a moment of genuine listening. These become miracles when their purpose is love. One of the most touching aspects of the film is Julia, the bishop's wife. She is not asking for wealth, status, or prestige. She simply wants her husband back, not physically, emotionally, spiritually, relationally. In many ways, she represents the call of the heart that gets buried beneath ambition and responsibility. Often points out that the ego's version of success frequently costs us awareness of the present moment. We become devoted to goals while forgetting the relationships that gave those goals meaning in the first place. The film also explores the temptation of spiritual specialness. Henry wants to do something extraordinary for God. That sounds admirable. Yet, the ego often hides inside spiritual ambition, the desire to be important, the desire to achieve, the desire to leave a legacy. The Course warns that even religious pursuits can become vehicles for self-concept. The Holy Spirit is not interested in making us spiritually impressive. The Holy Spirit is interested in making us available to love. One of the movie's most beautiful lessons is that miracles often arrive in forms we did not request. The bishop asks for success. He receives humility. He asks for a building. He receives perspective. He asks for answers. He receives relationship. That pattern feels deeply aligned with ACIM. The correction rarely looks like the ego expected. The famous Christmas sermon near the end reflects one of the core teachings of the Course. The true treasures of life are not found in monuments, institutions, possessions, or achievements. They are found in the extension of love, in simple kindness, in remembering one another, in recognizing shared innocence. The cathedral itself becomes symbolic. A cathedral is meant to point beyond itself. If people become more important than the building, its purpose is fulfilled. If the building becomes more important than the people, its purpose is lost. The same could be said of every spiritual path, every church, every teaching, and even every form of ministry. The form exists to serve love. Love does not exist to serve the form. Viewed through ACIM, The Bishop's Wife is ultimately a story about shifting from doing God's work to allowing God's love. The bishop begins by trying to accomplish something for heaven. He ends by rediscovering heaven in ordinary moments. A family gathered together, a softened heart, a shared smile, a willingness to be present. The ego dreams of building great cathedrals. The Holy Spirit quietly reminds us that the holiest sanctuary may simply be a heart that has remembered how to love.